Montana says First Nation to ban TikTok. Did I say First Nation? First state in nation to ban
They might
TikTok.
as well be a nation. Like they're not.
That large.
I feel like they're not America.
Except they don't really have very much of a population. But yeah, they basically banned TikTok. TikTok says it violates their rights for the First and I think Fourth Amendment. Maybe they're just the First and the Second, free speech.
What's the Fourth Amendment?
No, the Second Amendment says the right to bear arms. I don't know.
First Amendment's freedom of speech.
Yeah, so that's one for sure.
But I have no idea what the fourth one is.
All right, so from
the right to create an app.
Yeah, that's
is that it?
That's what it says here. So enough of us talking about things we don't know. Well, never mind. We are going to continue on that trend, talking about things we don't know about. But yeah, so from what I read in skimming these articles is that in 2024, Montana is going to fine companies and people 10 grand for, I think it's more at the companies that they'd be fined 10 grand a day that it's available to download their app. Now, I have heard that this is quite unenforceable. Like you could have a VPN you'd get around it that way. That seems a little tricky. There was also people saying you could like have a prepaid card and pay for it so it wouldn't matter. But I think the precedent here is kind of what is the main story. We've seen government agencies say like on your government devices you cannot have TikTok, but this is the first state to outright say it's illegal in the state.
Yeah, this is like a double-edged sword because like, we're too old, I guess, for TikTok. So we're kind of like, yeah, whatever, get TikTok out of here. The kids are just buried in their phones, right? And that's why it's good. And also, I
don't think it's our favorite form of music.
No, we don't use. Actually, we compete with them. Yeah, they're competitors.
But like, okay,
because they're the number one place where people discover new music, and we want to be.
Well, yeah.
So they're competitors. They suck.
We only play 30-second samples here.
Well, what's their? They play 30-second.
I think
clips.
It's 30-second clips. Maybe it's 40. Anyways.
I mean, they're our competitors, so fuck them. And number two, they are directly
crushing us.
They are absolutely destroying us. Yeah, we're getting our ass kicked, so it's okay for us to say that, but they are directly owned by the Chinese government. So the Chinese, and I think Joe Rogan came out with a statement or a post about their terms and conditions where they even track the keystrokes on your device. I mean, it's really an invasive app that is supporting a communist regime. So in that sense, it's good. Now, I think what you're about to get at is that it is setting a precedent for like the government to just go, no, we don't like that.
Well, and I believe they are claiming it to be, I don't know if it's a terrorist threat, but a national security threat.
Right.
Which allows them to circumvent some of these like freedom of speech laws. But like the ACLU is already backing TikTok and their lawsuit against the state. So this is going straight to court, if not the Supreme Court.
Right.
Once again, Montana isn't really like the state that you're... I honestly think the majority of the people that live in Montana move there to be like, fuck things like TikTok and the internet and probably every other app that's out there. They're like the ones that...
Get this out of here.
Yeah, are trying to get away from people. That, once again, respect to the people of Montana for that. But so it's funny that they are fighting this battle as a smaller state, but I do think like their state, the people of the state probably back it up, for the majority. TikTok is technically owned by a company called
the Tencent.
Where did that go? ByteDance. And I'd heard this on the Bill Simmons podcast earlier this year. Like they were predicting things that would happen, and Bill Simmons said, "I think that TikTok is going to get banned." And the other guy, who is a little bit more of a tech guy, said, "I think that the parent company will sell the company before they'll allow that." Because you got to think, like, with their market in America, the valuation of the company is probably going to get cut in like half. So it's just better off to sell it. Mm-hmm. So I kind of wonder if this is going to lead to something like that. Now, ByteDance, it's basically said, like, whatever, they're in with the Chinese government. So they're definitely possibly using TikTok to track things. But they also don't allow TikTok in China. They have something similar, but I believe it has more restrictions on it to be less addictive because they know how dangerous TikTok is for children. As you alluded, it's like they're all fucking obsessed with it, and they don't, it like cuts down on their probably social life or like educational.
They can't whatever. Use it between certain hours, and it mostly shows like educational stuff and like science stuff. So it's completely different than the one we have here in the U.S.
I mean, that's a note for concern too, but I think it's probably something you wish parents would do a better job of parenting on than having to have the government step in and say, no, we're going to ban this app.
Yeah, it gets that's a.
I mean, that's a whole. You're right.
That's a whole thing too. But in regards to like, you should. It's just America at the end of the day. You have the freedom to buy whatever you want, unless it's going to affect the country's security. I don't know, and maybe that's just a. It's just one of those weird situations.
A convenient way, which is what
Yeah.
TikTok's kind of claiming. Like, that's a convenient way to get rid of a non-American company who's causing competition for American companies.
Or not only that, it's just like a way.
Well, China does that shit too. So like, okay,
it can be a way for like the government trying to get more power, more control, because now they're literally just choosing what you ultimately should have had choice over. You know, like, hey, I want to choose what apps I want to have. Why are you choosing it for me, kind of thing?
yeah.
So those are one of those things. It's like, you know, you open Pandora's box. Like now what the government, you can't take that back from the government. Like once they have that power, it's like hard to take it away from them.
This really should have been an ugly.
Yeah, we kind of were like good because
we
they're our
hate
competitors,
TikTok,
we
yeah.
hate them. But
I don't like how you
now
call
we're
them
getting
our competitors, because it's not a realistic situation. And
yeah, it's not a fair fight.
I honestly don't think many people. There are cases where songs have gone viral because of TikTok.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's more of a rediscovery thing with songs, or a song that's big already, like a Drake song, will then blow up more. Like obviously we've heard about him making songs that are like TikTok. Like almost like the chorus fits into that 30-second clip, so you can make dance videos to it. So I guess like that's why we hate TikTok also, because we like the form of music, you know, the album, the song, not the chopped up little 30-second sample. So
I mean,
that's why I guess I would say this would be
we
good
play 30-second samples
to get rid of. Well, yeah, because
we have to.
Yeah, but the point I'm making is like, this is not how we would like people to consume music, the art of it.
Well, I like it. I like it.
Good for that.
I like it from a discovery standpoint. I support music discovery. So in that regard, I support it. And I
Kenny,
think
I'm making the case for this being good.
listen, we did, but it was a loose good. So sometimes we have a good, sometimes we have bad good. Now we have a bad good. So
It's gonna be terrible when our ugly's not that ugly.
let's just like leave it how we left it. It is definitely a huge discussion in and of itself, because there's a lot of implications of what goes on with it. But again, we're biased and fuck TikTok. So let's move into our bad. Hey guys, thanks for checking out that clip. If you haven't done so already, please go like, comment, or subscribe to it. That'd be a big help.
And if you want to check out the full podcast, you can find that in the link below.
And if you haven't done so already, please go follow us on whatever platform you're listening to the podcast on, or go follow us on Spotify. We are The Uncut Jams. Jams is spelled with a Z. And as always, enjoy the vibes.